All right, so what if Black Mirror episode idea here? What if your clarity on stream, like your resolution, was directly related to your healthiness? And like the more unhealthy you were, the more like pixelated you became on 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 stream. That would be weird.
Oh man, or it's like when, in The Ring, when you take somebody's picture and their face is all blurry because they've watched The Ring and they're going to die in 7 days. Like, imagine just like, hey, my buddy came over to join me here on the Twitch screen, and he comes in and his face is all pixels. It's like, oh no, Brian,
What have
did
you
you
been
watch?
eating this week?
Have you watched the haunted stream? You have to make somebody else subscribe to the stream to pass the curse on to them.
Yeah, yeah, like a new It Follows thing, but you have to like
You
make
follow.
them what?
You
Yeah,
follow. You
yeah,
follow and subscribe.
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
Smash the
welcome
death
to
button.
smash that like button. This is episode 79 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. We are here doing our thing. Sam wants to know, does mental health count? She would be 144p and hella content aware stretched.
Oh man.
Aliasing off. All that stuff. I feel like something like that. Well, I don't know, because like a lot of like Instagrammers and YouTubers and all that stuff, they always have this persona, like this on-camera presence, right? And that's not necessarily what their life is like. They might be like, hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hi, we have a new blog here. Or like, I just got sponsored by Gamer Fuel, blah, blah, blah. And they have that here, right? And they're in like their beach bodies and all that stuff. But inside, aren't they sad? Aren't they really lonely?
What?
I don't know.
Like, we're not all Pagliaccis. I feel like Pagliacci set us up for...
I'm Pagliacci.
Like, is this what every creative person is? Is just like a brightly colored shell around inside something absolutely hollow, like a peanut M&M with no peanut?
I mean, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, social media, Instagram, Twitter, a lot of that stuff is like the highlights of someone's life. It's never the bad moments. And a lot of them don't like to come on stream and just be like, I'm really depressed. This is sad.
What? Well, I don't know. I think there's
no
just...
one likes content like that.
I think there's a difference between the thing you would broadcast. That's exactly it. There's broadcast and then there's narrowcasting. There's the things you tell your mom, and then there's the friends, there's the things you just tell, like, all your followers, all your subscriber fam. It's just different pools.
I guess what I'm thinking of is like, there is some way, like, people are trying to put on a persona, or like here on these podcasts, like, I'm trying to bring a certain level of energy to the content and stuff like that, and so you're almost actively trying to hide some of that stuff of like, I had a really bad week, or I had a really shitty week, and I'm just gonna sit here and be mopey the whole time. It's like, no, dude, Melissa, I had the most boring week of my life this week. I think
there's a difference between duplicity and hiding things and creating personas, and just, well, now is time for me to go to work and do a job and present a nice environment for others. It's not like if you go up to the Chili's and the waitress smiles at you, that the waitress is like creating a separate identity full of like deep inner pain. No, like the waitress just smiles at you.
is different from like an Instagram model. And,
I don't know.
If that's their
I think we're all just
full-time
people.
job. I mean, yeah. But like,
is there somebody you're personally concerned about? Why have you brought this up? Is there like a vlogger you want me to check on?
No. I'm still thinking of this like Black Mirror thing because Sam asked if mental health counts, and like, I feel like popular streamers don't necessarily get into the nitty-gritty about how they're really feeling. They might mention stuff like, hey, mental health is something we need to talk about more often. Or like, go seek out therapy if that's what you need to do or something. But to have like really deep, honest conversations that are just gut-wrenchingly honest, that's not something you see them doing often.
Are they supposed to be doing this? I don't know what you think is supposed to happen.
I'm not saying it's supposed to happen, but it's this idea of this idea of if they are depressed, would they be more pixelated? But then I'm thinking of like, well, popular ones don't necessarily show that, and so my idea of what a streamer like is or should be, or what the mainstream thinks it is, I don't know if having bad mental health would also equal pixelation.
See, this is why I've never watched Black Mirror. The whole show just seems distressing and like it's mad at society. But I don't know who is and isn't society. Am I society? Is it mad at me? Like, if it's mad at me, why doesn't it talk to me? Like, what do you want me to do, Black Mirror? Am I supposed to put my phone down? I did. You're still happening. Why are you still mad?
Maybe the moral of the story is don't be pixelated.
Yeah, work on your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Better bandwidth, better you.
Yeah, yeah. See, right? There you go. Black Mirror solved. Done. Moving on. What's next? World peace. Okay. So now I'm actually pulling up my notes. I was a little bit late today to the stream because I was actually trying hopelessly to fix Melissa's audio problem, which is why we did not stream this last week. But apparently it fixed itself because I didn't do shit. So I don't know what's happening there. But I also noticed I wasn't, it was one of those things that it like subconsciously hit me of like, oh yeah, I noticed that, but it never registered. Apparently all of the podcasts we've been recording over the past like month or so, no one's audio but my own has been recorded. And thankfully, I have you guys record on your own end, and I just like without thinking about it, it like delete the empty stuff, put the ones that they recorded locally in, and it just never registered. So now I'm curious to see if this one still doesn't record. It should. It's supposed to be. But
how loud do I have to shout before your computer like writes me down?
Notice me, senpai. I don't know. Pulling up my notes here.
Kyle, did you watch any of the Jeopardy championships? Because this has been the major event in my life over the last week.
Melissa, do I look like a person that watches Jeopardy?
Well, Jeopardy is for all humans, Kyle. It's also for robots.
Yeah, I was honestly curious, though, if you think that I am someone who watches Jeopardy. Like, is in your opinion of me, is this something that I do just, I'll put it on in the background while I'm drawing or while I'm playing a video game? Have I ever done this in my life? What do you think?
All right, you've got me, Kyle. Fine, you're not a Jeopardy man. You're not a Jeopardist. I get the point. I asked because this was the greatest of all time championships. Like, I don't watch sports, but I watch the Olympics every 4 years.
I mean, like, it's not to say that I haven't seen Jeopardy or I don't know what it is.
Did you see this Jeopardy? The big one.
This stuff. No, I didn't even know this was a thing. The greatest of all time championships. What does this mean?
Okay. So, Alex Trebek, our great Canadian friend, health not doing so great.
Our Lord
still
and
working.
Savior, Alex Trebek.
Yeah, he's still working, but like, unfortunately, we all know there's kind of an end in sight. We don't know exactly when it is. So he's like, let's go ahead and do like a big, great championship.
Shout out to Josh McCouga. Josh McCouga for Jeopardy. If you guys aren't following him on Twitter or know his work from Collider and all that stuff, check him out. He's hilarious, but for years now he's been campaigning to be the next host of Jeopardy. Whenever that
what if I have
happens,
my own personal favorite to be the next Jeopardy host? What if I want stand-up comedian Sean Jordan to do it?
But is he the right man for the job or woman? I don't know who that is, but
anybody.
He's been campaigning. He was not on in episode. He was in the audience one episode while he was campaigning, and he got to meet him. And Alex was like, "So I understand there's someone here who is campaigning for my job when I'm done here," and all of that stuff. So shout out to him. He's hilarious.
Do you think he's going to get to pick his own replacement, like how Elton John handpicked Taron Egerton to play himself in Rocket Man?
I think so.
I'd hope so.
You have to. Like, this, forget the Queen. This is the succession crisis of our decade.
Yeah, like the next nationwide, like worldwide hero is going to be just like a Canadian professor none of us know.
Yeah. Like, that's gonna be big news, and I'm absolutely joking. It's not gonna be the next succession thing, but
we did talk about all of the preparation already set in place for what happens when the Queen dies, and I hope that Alex Trebek is going to get that same treatment.
I hope so too. He deserves it.
I hope we get a day off work.
You know what? If the Queen can make it so, he should be like honorary knighted, if that's a thing, because I know she can do like honorary stuff if they're not British, right?
Yeah,
isn't that something we saw in that video?
It's from Canada. Yeah, I don't know how much effect she has over stuff in Canada still.
I don't know.
But so this greatest of all time championships, it's Ken Jennings, who we all know, because he was on 74 straight games of Jeopardy.
Sure, that household name, Ken Jennings.
Yes, he is a household name. What were you doing in the mid-2000s?
Well, that's a loaded question, Melissa. No, I don't know who any of these people are, because, yeah, I don't watch Jeopardy. So explain this to me.
Okay. It's the three greatest champions of various kinds throughout Jeopardy's history.
Sure.
And by history, we mean like the last 15 or so years. So it's Ken Jennings, who was on 74 straight games of Jeopardy. It used to be that you could only be on 5 episodes of Jeopardy in a row. Like, that's the winning streak you got, you only got a week's worth of episodes. You only got 5. And they lifted that restriction. And then Ken Jennings came on and was on it for 74 straight games. Gotcha. There's him. There's also a man named Brad Rutter who won, I think, like, I don't know how many games it took him, but he won like $3 million or something. He has the largest game show winnings of like anybody in American history, at least. Like, he's like the world, Guinness record holder or whatever for most money won from a game show.
That's awesome.
And then it's James Holzhauer, who was a big deal earlier this year. He's like this really fast, dynamic power player who like mastered the game and was doing like super well. And it says, yeah, James Holzhauer has broken over 20 different Jeopardy records. They didn't list them all because there's 20 of them. So these are our guys.
A whole category just based on him and all of the records that he broke.
Maybe. And as Alex was so kind to point out, after this greatest of all time championships where you win $1 million, that's still not going to change any of their statuses. Ken will still have won the most games in a row. Brad will still be the highest winning like game show contestant.
Sure.
And James will have still broken all those records. No matter who is the GOAT, each of them still has those. They all, leave the game exactly the way as they did when they came in, which is nice. And the rule was, we are going to play until one of you wins 3 games. And it's these hour-long double games. 1 episode a night. And it took 4 episodes for Ken to take it all. Ken won 2, James won 2, and then Ken finally won the 3rd one. 4 episodes is all it dang took.
There you go.
Otherwise, this could have gone on for like 7 episodes.
That would be fascinating, though. They just go like they each alternate.
Real
God
tough.
Damn it! How do they know all this stuff?
It was really fun to watch because, like, I know the concept of Jeopardy. I have seen it, but it's not been something I really make very much time to watch. It's mostly like a when I'm at my parents' house or in a waiting room somewhere kind of entertainment. But I said, no, this is historic and I want to see this. So I watched the whole thing. I love Jeopardy. I remembered why I love Jeopardy, why us all should love Jeopardy. And I'm pretty good at it.
Did they have? I mean, well, you're a trivia champion over here. Always winning those gift cards at the bar trivias and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is was there any interesting categories that you thought?
Yeah, they've got a lot of the classic ones like world leaders and the Romanov family and chemistry and stuff like that. They also have these fun puzzle ones. One of them was, here's a math problem and a clue about a person. You solve the math problem, convert the numbers into Roman numerals, which are letters which are this person's initials. Which sounds like a nightmare. I don't understand how all of them got that. How they can just do that in their mind there on the spot. Because, like, knowing things is one thing, but doing a math is a whole other.
I can do, like, 1 through 19 in Roman numerals. Once it gets to 20, which I maybe is just XX. But, like, once you get past that, I'm like, this is rocket science.
Well, I know a 30th birthday is a triple X.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? It's that year for both of us.
Yeah.
We gotta start preparing.
That's I'll take that kind of birthday. Triple X.
That was a neat category. There was one. They have a lot of video categories, which I don't remember. Like, I remember, like, we're going to play you a clip from a National Geographic, and you tell us what park it is.
Great job, have, like, Gumshoe. On this next video.
Like, they have these celebrity guests come in, like Alex Trebek is from Canada, so to present a round of other famous people from Canada, it's these little video clips of Ryan Reynolds reading you the clues. Or it's like, here's a bunch of questions about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, straight from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Here's a video of him in his home reading you a question.
What did I have for breakfast?
He's a very smart man. He wrote a book about Mycroft Holmes.
I know he is. He's done some fantastic stuff.
There wasn't a question about his book about Mycroft Holmes, though.
I grew up a Lakers Los Angeles Lakers, which was the basketball team he played for. So my dad had a bunch of books on him and all that stuff, and so I never read them, but I like grew up knowing like Kareem went on to go do good things. Like he went on to just be a
very charitable man,
good person. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, video categories. There was a handful of questions that like nobody got, or like it was a 2-part answer and they only got half of it. And I'm like, I knew that. How smart am I?
Melissa,
I knew something Ken Jennings didn't know.
You could have been the greatest of all time.
No, but there's all the chemistry questions and like the Russian history and what Pope did this. And, what river leads into this basin and like that, I don't know. I just remember like movie quotes and who has won an Oscar and some things from Shakespeare. Some.
Okay. That makes sense. I gotcha.
Oh, but
what's your favorite? Go ahead.
No. What is it? What is this?
I was about to ask what your favorite game show is. Is it Jeopardy? Or is it something else?
I like many people my age have fond childhood memories of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
That's a great one.
Family Feud is great when I'm at the gym because I don't have to listen to it. It can just be playing on mute and it's just something mildly pleasant for me to look at. I love Baggage, which I don't know if that exists anymore.
Never heard of that
you familiar with Baggage?
I mean,
it's
I have
not really
a lot
a
of
game
it, but
show.
Never heard of it.
Well, exactly. It's like a dating show that was on Game Show Network.
I remember that
Maybe
channel.
Nobody but me and Jack knows this show. So it's hosted by Jerry Springer, and they bring in a contestant, and the contestant
not related, but there
Thank
you go.
We gotta make sure this is clear to all members of the audience.
And look, we share the same last name. The man is wildly famous whenever someone like at a restaurant or like a fast food spot notices my last name.
At a restaurant or different kind of restaurant.
Yeah, they'll just be like, Springer, huh? Are you? I'm like, nope. Just are you sure? Yeah, nope. Not related. Not related. They don't even have to finish the sentence, and I know what they're about to ask.
So he's the host, and there's a contestant who is there to choose from 3 eligible bachelors or bachelorettes, and each of them has 3 pieces of luggage, like literal suitcases, are wheeled out onto the stage, and inside the smallest one is like a little secret about them. And it keeps getting into like bigger and like more outrageous and disastrous personal secrets about these people.
That's funny.
And like you get to know very little about them, but you know these secrets. And it's just you eliminating people based on what baggage you don't want to have to deal with. But then the person choosing has their own baggage too. So whoever they pick at the end of the episode can turn it back and say, no, I can't deal with your baggage.
So I'm imagining that in each of these suitcases is just like this tiny fortune cookie sized piece of paper that has like one sentence of like I eat my own toenails or something like that, and it's just like a giant duffel bag for that.
Okay, so they are suitcases, and inside it's just these like printed placards that are nestled inside like fitted foam.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And it says stuff like,
I haven't heard of that one.
I've had 3 DUIs, or I have 7 kids, or...
Have you seen this? I don't know what it's called because I don't watch reality TV or all that stuff. I guess you could classify this as reality TV / game show, but it's a British show where the contestants are all naked, and it like shows them from their like lower half down. It's like this dating show, and yeah, they're completely naked, and you only see their like lower half, and then like the guy comes in, and there's just a bunch of women there, and all you can see is their lower half, and then he has to start like eliminating them, of being like, I would date you. I don't like your kneecaps. Yeah, your vagina is, I don't know about that.
Whoa!
So we're gonna go over there. But hers, I like her.
Oh.
And then it like takes off like that round, and then it like goes up, so you can like now see their boobs, and you have to then eliminate more of them, and until it gets down to one person, and then it finally reveals
talk,
who
right?
they are. I don't think so. I don't know.
What?
No. In all of the people describing this, me. Like in all of the people I've heard describing this show, it is like one person eliminating a bunch of contestants who are like standing there naked, not talking, but you can only see a little bit of them at a time.
This
sometimes
is less pleasant
guys
than what I was
it's
imagining.
girls, who knows what.
I was picturing like it's a full dating show, and they can all see each other naked. But for us, the audience, we only get like kneecaps down like Nanny on the Muppet Babies show.
Yeah.
And then they just have like a bubble that pops up that has like a picture of the person's face in it, so we know like whose legs those are.
No, but that's wild though. God,
no, I want to watch the show where I listen to people be naked and talk to each other like normal. I don't like this. Here's a panel of butts for me to select from, and swipe away.
You're like, I like that butt. I like that butt. I don't like that butt. I like that butt.
Have you seen History of the World Part 1? Part 2? I forget which number it is.
It's a skip to Part 2 if I hadn't seen Part 1?
Well, I forget which one it is. I think it is Part 1. Well, it's a Mel Brooks movie, so it's just a series of like sketches set in like historical periods, and I forget like if he wanted to make more or if that was the joke that he just jumped midway into history and didn't cover really early stuff. There's a part number on the end of it. I don't remember. But Madeline Kahn, I think, plays some like Cleopatra type of like regal queen woman, and she's got all these hunks, just like a parade of hunks, and she's like, no, that one. Oh, I like that one. No. Oh, Emperor Kuzco does the same thing at the beginning.
Yep.
The Emperor's New Groove, selecting a bride.
I bet you have a great personality.
Why'd I go for the obscure reference? I should have just said Kuzco.
If all you had said was Cusco does it, I would have known exactly what you meant. You wouldn't even had to mention the movie. I love that one.
I don't want to do anything Emperor Kuzco has done except befriend John Goodman. That I'd like to do.
Yeah. It's such a great movie, though.
It's
so funny. It's underrated.
I don't know why we even have that. Oh, wait, no, that's a Yzma line. I can't do it in a Kronk voice. I need to revisit it because I just have like fragments of it, little fragments like confetti, and I have to glue it all back together into a full pinata shape. I don't know how the whole thing goes anymore.
Sam wants to confirm, isn't John Goodman from your hometown?
I don't know if he is from St. Louis specifically, but he is from Missouri, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Some of my friends have like made awkward eye contact with him before at a banquet.
Okay.
Well, because I think he went to Missouri State University and like didn't fully graduate, or he only got a bachelor's or something like that. And they wanted to give him like an honorary doctorate. And they had a big banquet, and they had like a lottery where like kids could enter into a random drawing to get to join the banquet. And this isn't like a king's banquet. It's, it's an academic banquet. Like when you do real good and you're like, hey,
great job.
Hey, Dean's List kids. Come on. We have like some roast beef and a salad for you.
Congratulations.
One of those.
Here's some roast beef.
You can have up to 2 dinner rolls.
That's
one of them, I think. So, like, the kids enter into the lottery to get to join this giant banquet with John Goodman. And I know at least one person that has, like, kind of, like, weirdly made eye contact with him over a very big table.
So that seems like except for, like, making eye contact with John Goodman. That seems fine. That seems good. But that seems like a terrible reward for a bunch of hard work. Like, you were on the dean's list. Here's a salad and some roast beef. You
you also get a tiramisu.
Okay,
and there's
that
like
makes up for it.
They give you like a plaque and a t-shirt. I can show you the t-shirt. I don't have the plaque. My parents wanted to hang up the plaque.
I survived the dean's list and all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
Survived the dean's list. I lived to tell the tale. No, the school I went to was called Lindenwood University, and I have a shirt that says Linden Leader on it.
Okay.
Which means nothing to anybody else out of context, but I still have it.
So you sent me this tweet. That reminds me of this tweet that you sent me. I don't understand any of this, so you're going to have to explain.
Okay. Well, I don't... What is there to explain? You just read it, and there it is. Okay. All right, I will read it to the audience. So, this is comedian Ian Carmel. If you don't know him, you should. He's the head writer on The Late Late Show with James Corden. He's the youngest late-night talk show host, head writer in TV history, as he often points out. He's only like 33, which isn't that young, but it's way younger than anybody else, and he's proud of himself, and he should be. He's won an Emmy for writing on that show. He's been nominated for Emmys for being on, like, the writing staff of, like, award shows. Like, he's written on the Tonys. He's an amazing comedian, and he hosts my favorite podcast, which is called
Tony
All
would
Fantasy.
let anyone write on him is beyond me.
To write winner on Tony's arms. And he hosts All Fantasy Everything, which is a podcast I love where they just do fantasy sports style drafts for all kinds of things.
One of the hosts of that show?
This is the host of that.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
He has
That's where
real,
you're supposed to know him from.
Because I was like, I have no idea who this is. This is the like New Yorker sounding guy. Like he has a New York accent. Is that right?
He's from Portland, Oregon, but his dad is from New York, so he talks exactly like that. Yeah. So he sent out this tweet that just says, I was nominated for a couple Writers Guild Awards because I'm easily one of the 5 greatest comedy writers of all time. And they sent me the certificate and a letter today, and it says, and then it's like a Snapchat screenshot of this letter that says, like, Dear nominee, congratulations on being nominated for a Writers Guild of America Award. In addition to this tremendous honor, your nomination qualifies you to 10% off your next purchase at all participating Wendy's, not including blackout dates.
This is great.
And everybody's like, is this real? And he's like, yes, this is completely real. What could the blackout dates possibly be?
That's so funny.
And he says,
this kind of helps me out a bunch because I remember listening to an episode of that podcast.
Yes.
Because you were like, Kyle, you have homework. Go listen to one of these things. And so I think I listened to an episode of All Fantasy Everything that was, what are your your favorite slang that you wish would come back?
Yeah, and like historic slang you wish was in vogue again. That is a good one.
Yeah, because they have some ridiculous topics, so I'm just like, I'm gonna pick one at random. And they spent like the first half an hour just like shooting the shit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they were telling stories of them like hanging out with celebrities and stuff. I'm like, who are these people? These are nobodies. Like these guys,
they're
like
very important people.
I've never heard of them, and they just have some little indie podcast that Melissa likes that happens to be somewhat mildly popular. It's
a big one.
Apparently, yeah, he's super.
I just told you
well-known.
He won an Emmy. Well, goes to the gym every day. Wins.
You know what? I don't know who Emmy is. I don't know who Tommy is. I don't know who Tony is. I don't know any of this. I don't know who Oscar is.
The Tommy Awards.
Everyone seems to be going over to Jim. Whoever Jim is, I don't understand this.
What? Are you done?
Dad joke rant over.
Okay. So you know what's another ridiculous thing I'm very excited for?
Yes. What is it?
The motion picture
feat. I don't know why I said yes. I was like, yes, I know. No, I don't know.
Well, you should know because I wrote it down. I wrote on our topics list, Dolittle? Dolittle.
Okay. What is your history with Dr. Dolittle? That's what I want to know. Why are you so excited about this film?
Okay, I don't really know anything. I know as much as a normal person does. He talks to animals. I think I saw the Eddie Murphy one once as a child. Okay. I don't remember it. A handful of months ago, Jack says to me, have you heard about this Dr. Dolittle movie they're making starring Robert Downey Jr.? And I'm like, no, I haven't heard of this. And she's like, nobody has heard of this. She's like, it's got a really interesting cast list. Just look it up on your phone. Just look that up on IMDb. And she's like, I don't want to tell you. I want to watch your face as you discover who's in this. And I go to IMDb and I look it up and it is like all of our favorite actors. It's like they picked somebody from everything Jack and I have been really into over the last year and they put all of them in Dolittle. So we've got Robert Downey
Jr., Antonio Banderas, Michael Sheen, Jim Broadbent, Jesse Buckley, Harry Collette.
Oh, I didn't even know about Jim Broadbent.
Thompson, Rami Malek, Malik, John Cena, Tom Holland.
Yeah,
Selena Gomez.
So he's back with his son. His son plays a small talking dog. Rami Malek is a gorilla. Ray Fiennes is a tiger. You know, I love Ray Fiennes. Kumail Nanjiani's in it. As mentioned before, Michael Sheen is in it. We love him. He gets to be a human being that we get to watch and not only listen to.
What I guess the only times because I've seen commercials, but I've literally heard no one talking about this film.
Exactly.
I've seen commercials, I think, at the start of like YouTube videos.
It's on Hulu.
It's just like
Hulu. A lot of Hulu things are being promoted by Dolittle right now, as they should be. This is why we're obsessed with this film, because we don't know why it's being made. We don't know who cares about it. Nobody's heard about it. And it has all of these people who we really like. Like I said, it's like they took a line from everything we watched over the last year, and it's like we put one person from every franchise in Dolittle. You girls enjoy, okay? And it's partially ironic, but also like, Dolittle, let's do it. If it's good, great. If it's bad, great. Like, we don't care. It's just so absolutely, pun not intended but acknowledged, wild. Like, just and it's so safe, too. It's like, let's take actor everyone loves. Let's take basic public domain premise everybody's familiar with. People like animals, people like adventure. Okay, we'll make a movie out of this. So it seems very safe, but like, I don't know anybody who has mentioned the thing or is interested in it. We're going tomorrow. We have no idea who else is going to be in the theater with us, like who the audience for this movie is besides us.
What's it rated? Is it PG or PG-13?
It's not a PG-13 film.
I don't know what he's. I mean,
he's gonna talk to the animals and say "fuck" once.
I mean, hey, you never know. So you're genuinely excited to see this film? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah. This isn't a joke. I would not pay this much money to go out to the theater for a joke.
I mean, I might go see the Sonic movie on Valentine's Day. I'm not doing anything else that day. So I saw you wrote this down in our notes, and almost immediately after, the first thing I see on Twitter is a tweet from 2 days ago from IO9, which says, skip Dolittle, a film in which Robert Downey Jr. sticks his arms up a dragon's asshole for no reason at all. That is the tweet. And it's
this isn't not selling me on the film.
I know, but
I'm not
this is
less
hilarious.
interested than I was before.
So I'm do you mind if I read like the first 2 paragraphs of their
go for
review?
it. I don't. It's not going to spoil me.
Okay.
This isn't like Avengers Endgame. This isn't Rise of Skywalker.
Just when I thought Dolittle couldn't get any less funny or idiotic, Robert Downey Jr. sticks his arms up a dragon's asshole. And I do mean that literally. Why does this happen, do you ask? Well, it's because the dragon is angry, and thanks to Dolittle's ability to speak to animals, he realizes that after years of killing and eating bad guys, most of the anger is from digestion issues. So a few hands up the butt later, all is well.
Well, I think that's heroic.
That's on IO9 by Jermaine Lessier. They go on to be like, yeah, this is not a good film. It's very unfunny and boring.
I don't
and then he does
care.
That. I just thought it was really funny that was the first thing that I see after you're like, yeah, Dolittle.
Like, I'm not expecting anything out of it. I just want to pay some money and sit down in a nice theater and like watch some faces I like, listen to some voices I like, just laugh at the absurdity of the thing, even if an intentional joke does not succeed. Yeah. The premise. Once this premise was introduced into my life, I have to see it through with my own eyes, with my own dollars, opening weekend. I have to. This is our mission. We made a pledge, Jack and I. We're like, Dolittle is the first movie we are seeing in the new decade.
Bold statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made a pledge.
There you go. Funny enough.
We also named our trivia team this week, sponsored by Dolittle this Friday from Universal Pictures.
Oh, no.
And our trivia host comes over to us at the end of the game like, what's this about? We're like, look, we're just out here spreading the word of Dolittle. We just want to make sure people are aware of it. And she's like, well, I might see it, I guess. And we're like, then our work is done.
Well, now you can also evangelize by saying, do you want to see Robert Downey Jr. fist a dragon? Yes? Then go see this film.
Yeah. It's not on my bucket list.
So, funny enough, something like that happened with the movie that we are covering on the review show. This week. Ready or Not is the film that we watched. I'm not going to say my thoughts until that episode. So go check us out on our website, thewhatnauts.com, or your favorite podcasting platform of choice. But yeah, I have some thoughts about that film, and then pretty much immediately after watching that film, I see a tweet basically saying the exact opposite thing of that film, and I'm just like, wow, okay. There you go.
It's stressful sometimes. Like, I I'm gonna put quotes around this, like gentle, soft, forgiving, I'm a human, you're a human, finger quotes around bad. I love a bad movie.
Sure.
People are always trying to warn me away from them, and they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, a bad movie cannot hurt me. For you to do that makes me think you think I'm weak. I cannot be harmed. I only get stronger.
To me, it's a certain type of bad. Like, there's a certain type of bad. It's just like, this was awful. This was just a waste of my life. I hated this. And then there's some like serenity that was just like, this was so bad, but oh my God, you have to watch this because it was so bad. Yes. And like, it's two different types of bad.
There's just one for me. Like, I mean, of course, something like The Room is on a different scale than like, I don't know, that Hellboy movie we saw last year that nobody seemed to like very much. At least that was like,
it was bad.
It was fun in some points, and there were parts that looked cool. And even if like it wasn't good, it's like a nice brain exercise for me to like, well, you know, things look pretty and there's actors in this and like.
Turn it on when I leave the theater.
No, that's not it. My brain turns on harder because there's stuff to think about. Like, I don't try and outthink a good movie. It stresses me out to try and guess, where is this going next? How will it end? Who done it? Like, no, I can't do it. Like, it's the movie's job to just do that and tell me when they've done it. I can't play along. But like a rough movie like that, I'm like, oh, something's not working. I'm going to figure out what it is. Like, it's like a puzzle I have to solve.
I would almost say that I feel like I do the opposite, but that's not exactly true, because I do the same thing for bad movies that you just mentioned, of like, oh, something isn't working here. Let's identify it. What is that? What isn't working here? That's fun. But at the same time, I feel like I also try and do the opposite with like really good films. I'm like, oh, what is happening here? What's going to happen next? I bet it's that guy. But I don't verbalize that because my mom does that. And I'm always just like, Mom, I'm watching the same movie as you. I know the exact same information as you. I don't know where
he's going. If he didn't tell the other characters, he certainly didn't tell me.
Right. Yeah. So like there is a level of like me wanting to try and figure it out, right? But sometimes if it's really good or really engrossing, there are times that I can look back and just think on, like, I am so caught up in what is happening that I have no time to think, and I'm just being taken for a ride here. So I mean, it goes all over the place, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, like, I just want to see something absolutely wild, and I don't care what it is. I'm like, I love the cinematic equivalent of, I'm going to put some of every flavor Slurpee in this cup and try and drink it. Like, no, that's not good cuisine. It's not good for you. It doesn't taste good.
I would call a Slurpee cuisine.
But the experience, the whole thing, like, I just want to do it to try it. I want to see what it is. And this is why I love watching movies like Dolittle. I have to experience this.
Yeah. So, speaking of wild movies, and also the movie that we watched for the review show, Ready or Not, the main character is played by Samara Weaving, I believe is her name. And
that is.
Sam, you posted the trailer for a movie in our Discord that I was like, what the fuck is this? This is balls to the walls banana. I believe it was called Guns Akimbo.
Yes.
Never heard of this at all, but apparently it stars Harry Potter.
It's brand new.
And well, yeah, but like
the trailer came out 3 days ago.
It hasn't come up on my Twitter feed. No one has mentioned this at all except for Sam. And Yeah, it's a trailer for Guns Akimbo. I guess there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of movie news this week. And it just looks balls to the walls crazy. It's Harry Potter, and he has guns bolted to his hands. He's
Kyle,
in some
what's his real name? You have to prove to me that you actually know it.
Daniel Radcliffe. No, what?
Okay, thank
Harry
you.
Potter. Okay,
He's a man.
yes, Harry Potter is a man. And this is just. I don't know what I watched.
Okay.
It was
So
wild.
so a Twitch streamer of some sort. It's not really Twitch, it's something like it. They run this program where they like home invade some people. They like, in Daniel Radcliffe's case, they bolt guns into his hands. And most of the struggle of this trailer is that he's like, I can't put my pants on with guns for hands. I can't open my door with guns for hands. So, like, he will go into your house and like kind of like mod you out suddenly, aggressively. And then it's like, you have a mission and you have to kill this other person across town who I've also done this with. Both of you have to kill each other.
Yeah.
And one of you wins, and then I guess I take the guns out of your hands? I don't know.
And then you win
But so
$1 million.
it's-
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving, just with his guns bolted to his hands, and they have to run around town and kill each other. It seems kind of in the vein of like, it reminded me of Hardcore Henry, a movie I have not seen, but I remember the trailer and I've had it described to me several times.
A movie shot in
Just like-
first person.
Yes, just like a really frantic, brightly colored, actiony, like kind of video gamey movie.
Yeah, I've seen multiple anime that have this plot. I've even seen, like, I guess you could call it a K-drama. I wouldn't really call it that, but it was a Korean TV show. But it was an action show. It's on Netflix. It's called Chosen, and it's like the same thing. It's like, hey, they deliver this box, and it's like, hey, go kill this person, or we're gonna kill you.
Oh,
And then there's like 20 people, all like, you're supposed to kill this person, they're supposed to kill that person, like, all, and it's this big like conspiracy of all that stuff, and it was all right. It wasn't all that good, but yeah, I've seen this in anime form multiple times.
I don't think I'm wild about the you have to kill each other to survive storyline. I don't think it's something I typically go for. I have a morbid curiosity. I wonder if at some point I should watch Battle Royale just because I've heard about it so many times. I saw part of a Hunger Games once.
We should probably one day cover Battle Royale on the review show, because it is also just like a classic.
Yes, like, even if this is not the genre I'm fond of, that is the pinnacle of the genre. And just as like a film buff, I would like to have seen it for educational purposes. Yeah.
So, when you said the like kill or survive thing, Sam in the chat was like, I'm more of a fuck or die girl. And then I wrote, I'll drink to that. And then I was just like,
toasting just for, I don't know.
Don't mind
you
me,
just needed,
Melissa.
Like, you just needed some piece of visual business to do while I keep talking.
I mean, look, gotta keep the people entertained, okay? Let's see. So, real fast update on me as pizza.
Oh, how many pizzas have you eaten over the last week?
Well, besides today, none. But today, let me explain. I went to the grocery store and bought one. Didn't even use all my Domino's money.
Oh.
Because
from your own pocket.
Because apparently delivery is temporarily unavailable in my area.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been for the whole week.
What did your area do?
I don't know. So the store that I used to order from is the Domino's that's on campus. And then even when we moved into this house, I thought I was ordering from that one. Maybe I wasn't. There's a small chance that I wasn't. But I think the other possibility is that there's a new store very close to me now.
Okay.
And I think if my theory is correct, I think they opened up in the new year. Like, this is their first month in business, which is why when I ordered that one night and they were like, yeah, we only have one driver and he got a flat tire, so we can't deliver it tonight and all that stuff. And then just the rest of this week, we don't have delivery, period. So I don't know what's up, but I was like, I really want pizza. I'm at the store. I'm just gonna buy one. So
the craving is insatiable.
Yeah, right.
Soon you're gonna become pizza.
Pizza the Hut, dream bod.
God. Pizza the Springer is going to send out for you.
Yeah. But besides that, I think this may have been the most boring week of my life ever.
Like, so the highlight is you went to the grocery store and bought a pizza?
Kind of.
Is it still just pepperoni? Did you branch out at all?
No, pepperoni.
Would you branch out if given the chance? Like if they had like a buffalo chicken or something, which isn't even that crazy.
No, but I'm not opposed to eating that one. Like if that's so, if I went to someone's house and they're like, we have pizza, it's buffalo chicken pizza, I'd be like, all right, it's fine.
But like you on your own, bachelor's choice, pepperoni.
Yeah, pepperoni.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was struggling to think of stuff to talk about this week on the podcast. Like, what can I write down on the document? I have nothing. I was like, okay, let me look through Twitter. What did I like this week? It's like video game news, video game news, video game news, video game news. We're going to be talking about all of that stuff on Crossplay, which you guys can find on our website, thewhatnauts.com, or your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Video game.
Do you just say this to yourself quietly under your breath around the house?
Right. It's just like, I don't think I liked a single tweet that wasn't video game related or something that like isn't worth talking about on here. It was like someone else's tweet that like, hey, I got out of bed today. It's like, cool, good for you. Right.
Friend bought new dress.
Yeah, just it's like
Hey Melissa, I'm here to tell you about this friend I know who bought a new dress. It's hot news.
I think I can officially say this was the most boring week of my life ever.
Well, whose fault is this? It's the year 2020. It's our cyber future.
Cyberpunk 2077 got delayed. Sad beep boop.
So it's your job to bring the cyber energy enough to sustain us until September.
There you go.
Come on, where are your grids?
I will be more cybery next week. I formally apologize for my lack of cyberness this week. Cyberpunk was delayed. It's been a very emotional time. Beep boop.
Beep boop.
Beep boop.
What do you do when you are restless, when you are bored? do you get restless and bored, or are you just like, here I am in my room with my comics?
I mean, I tend to go in cycles. I play video games a lot. I read comics. I scroll through Twitter, wishing that I was more popular on Twitter. I watch TV. I don't know. I mean, like, most of my life when I'm not at work is probably tangentially, at the least, related to the podcast somehow. Of like, yeah. I'm editing the podcast, I'm posting about it, I'm updating the website, I am doing the podcast, I'm watching TV shows for the podcast, I'm playing video games that we can talk about on the podcast, talking about comics that we can talk about all. Yeah, like that's what I do. But like, some people would be like, wow, that's really sad existence, you don't do anything. And then there's me that's like, I love this is so much fun. So yeah.
So you don't have like any sense of wanderlust? Not that you have
I would like to travel. If I had more money, I would travel a little bit more. I would go to more conventions and stuff like that. I would love to this year go to RTX or PAX West. I would say E3, but looks like E3 is dead in the water. So who knows? We'll see. But stuff like that.
Do you?
I don't know.
Like,
I'd love to.
Do good. You do good work and you're very productive. What?
I was gonna say, my mom, before I left Wyoming, was like, "Hey, next year we should travel.
Hey,
like, you shouldn't come to Wyoming. We should go and travel somewhere." And so I think if everything works out, we might go to Disneyland. I don't know. Which would be fun. I was like, yeah, they have all the new Star Wars stuff, and they have all the new Marvel stuff. Like, that would be great. So I have to do some research on that, if that's even something I can do. We can do, because I'm sure it's like booked out the wazoo, especially at Christmas time.
Yeah, the holidays are. It is gonna be jam dang packed.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what there is to do. But that would be traveling. I could talk about it on the podcast when I get back.
That's good.
I don't know.
I just think it's interesting that you're very happy being there in your room, and I am a restless person. I need to get out there. Like, I need to go to the mall, not because I need anything. I just need to be in a mall. I just need to be somewhere.
Like, I have to strategically plan what days I go to the grocery store, because it's hard for me to go on Fridays, even though I did that today. I actually got out an hour earlier from work because I have off on Martin Luther King Day. Woohoo! But yeah, like, usually on Friday I don't like to go because we have the podcast. It's hard for me to go on Saturday because of podcast. It's hard for me to go on Sunday because podcast. And I don't have a car, so I have to rely on public transportation. So for me to go to the store, it's like a 3-hour round trip. And so it's just like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, it's like Mondays and Tuesdays are like usually my days to like go to the grocery store and do my shit there. That's my life.
And I know you don't have a car and it's difficult for you to get around, but like, the biggest non-going home to visit your parents adventure that you have been on is several months ago you told me about a time you went to Target and you bought like M&Ms and new bed sheets.
Yep. I think I bought 2 new pillows, I think.
Okay, that's a little bit more exciting then.
Yeah, it was like, I like, for self-care that month, I'm gonna buy like new pillows, new towels, new bed sheets, stuff like that.
That is a good objective to have.
Yeah.
I do support you in this fully.
Dude, don't underestimate a new towel or a new
Yeah.
pillow. Like, go out. You gave me the one. Go out and buy a new towel. The towels are fucking raggedy. Okay? Buy a new goddamn towel. That was for whoever out there needed to hear that one.
You know who you are.
Right? Yeah, you know who you are. But that's the thing. Like, so this kind of ties into the next thing that I want to mention, but like, I feel like it's been a couple years now that I feel like, okay, I'm out of college. I don't want to be that college kid. I don't want to live that college kid lifestyle. I'm an adult. I want to live an adult lifestyle, except for the fact that all I do is play video games and read comic books and all that stuff. But like, I want to have decent like, I don't want to buy a crappy piece of furniture on Amazon. Like, I want to buy something nice that will last me for 10 years or more. Who knows? I need better towels. I need more pillows. I need new bed sheets. Like, do that. It feels great. Do that stuff. It's amazing.
It is good. It is a good thing to do. Like, this is something I'm in the process of, is taking like the couple odds and ends I still have from college, or like stuff that was handed down to me. Like, I have these cake pans from my grandma, and I truly value all of my grandma's hand-me-down kitchen stuff because I love my grandma. But it's 4 cake pans, round 9-inch cake pans, and it's 2 sets of 2. And these 2 sets are both slightly different from each other. Even if they're all 9-inch round cake pans, one of them's perfectly round and one of them's just like the littlest, tiniest bit an oval. Or like one of them is perfectly straight sides and the other one is sides that like,
Bent
angle out just slightly. Yes. So when I'm making a 3-layer cake, I always have one layer that does not match the other 2, and I have to cut it down, which isn't a huge deal, but I'm like, this month I am buying cake pans that actually match each other. I want all 3 layers to be exactly the same size.
Yeah, so that stuff is nice, but in the past like week or so, I have really been fighting the urge to just buy everything. Like, I have stuff that I'm like, I want a sound bar for my TV. I texted my friend all of the stuff that I was like, this is the stuff that I want. I just want to buy just right now. See if I can find it. It says, I want a sound bar for my TV. The one I want is $400. I want more of the Philips Hue lights, which will be like 150 to 200 ish. I want posters that can go on the wall behind me here, with nice poster frames. So by the time I get all that stuff, it's going to be around $130 ish. I want 2 more pillows for my bed, $15 to $20 ish. I want a headboard for my bed, which is like $100 to $200 if I buy one, but I can probably make one cheaper. But then I have to find the time to make it. I have a rice cooker in my wish list that's like $30. I want some hand towels. I want a set of forks because we always run out of clean forks at our house, but we have spoons out the ass. So what, $15? I want a new mouse and mouse pad that light up with custom colors because I fucking love neon and cyber shit. And so that's like $120 total. I need a new surge protector thing for my room, which is like $35. I want blackout / sound dampening curtains for this window right here, which is like $35. $50. I want 2 new bookshelves for my room to like help center my like TV stand in the room there. They're like $70 each. What else do I have here? Blah blah blah. And then I want some plants to like add some green to my room, and like $50 to $80 worth. And look, I don't let much sunlight into my room, so I either need things that don't take much sunlight, or I'm willing to try out fake plants. Where can I find, because like my room is dark most of the time.
IKEA is really good for real high quality fake plants.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is there assembly required with those? Because that
no. Like I have a hanging planter that I hung in my room just over my armchair, and I put some like fake plastic ferns and little flowers in it. Like it dresses the place up.
So my bedroom, I have my bed in a corner, and I don't want it there.
Okay.
I want it more in the center of my room, but the wall that I have my room on, there's like this alcove in the center of the room. I have a room where like on one side the walls like go up and then slant up, because that's the roof there, and it's on the same side, so it's only one wall goes like up, and then like there's the roof there, and in the center of that there's this alcove, and then those like indents that the like they're like storage spaces, if that makes sense.
Oh, built-in, yeah.
So I don't really go in and out of those storage spaces. So I'm like, what if I build a headboard thing that covers that opening, and I can put my bed in the center there, and I can build a shelf in there, and then get some like fake tree thing that goes behind there. That'd be neat. That'd be fun. But that way I can like center my bed like a real adult. I won't feel like a child.
With your bed in the corner?
Yeah. With my giant TV also in the corner, because it's like at the end of my bed. It's just
wow. I have my bed in the corner just because just because of like where the doors are, where the windows are, how big my dresser is. I don't know. It's just cozy being in the corner. I can't roll off on two sides.
There's nothing wrong. There's something I saw that was like,
no, just have another thing I'm worried about. Like, I'm going to bring a guy over and he's like, your bed is in the corner of the room. What are you, a baby?
No. So there was this meme that I saw that was like, if your bed is against 2 walls, you're a child. If your bed is against 1 wall, you're an adult. If your bed is against 0 walls, you're a serial killer.
Yeah, I think if your bed is against 0 walls, you are a supervillain.
Yeah. Depending on the room, it could be neat, but it's like most of the time that's weird. Like just knowing there's space behind me and something can happen behind me. It's just like, ugh. I don't want that. No, thank you.
It's for the extremely brave. A man with nothing to fear puts his bed in the center of the room.
Sam, if your bed is against 3 walls, you're an astronaut. You live in space. I don't know.
That's tiny house living?
Yeah, you have a tiny house. I don't know. Okay, last but not least, before we go here, we need to talk about Morbius.
Oh, the living vampire?
The living vampire himself, the Spider-Man villain that nobody cares about, that is apparently getting a movie that the trailer actually looked really good.
It looks like what a movie about Morbius, a living vampire, should be. Not that I know anything about him. I didn't hear about this guy until last year, but I watched the trailer and I'm like, this seems right based on things I've heard.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think I might have his first appearance. I don't know. I'll have to go look and see. But who knows? But yeah, like he's a Spider-Man villain. He's not one that I like. He's not one that I particularly care for or want to see in Spider-Man comics. When he shows up, it's like, all right, you're reaching for something because no one else uses him. You want to do something new and edgy. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. But despite that, I was not expecting the trailer to look that good.
Yeah,
that
there was
good.
Real care put into it. Yes.
So as someone who might not be as familiar with the character, what did you think?
That's vampire-y enough for me. Like, I do have a soft spot for a vampire, and I have a soft spot for superheroes. So this does seem, plus, like, with that twist in there, I gotta see how this whole thing connects. I'm trying to explain this trailer to my dad, and I'm like, and then Michael Keaton shows up, and my dad's like, do you like Michael Keaton? I'm like, yes, but that's not the point, Dad. I'm not like, oh boy, an actor I enjoy. But speaking of actors I enjoy, Jared Harris is in this.
Yes.
Very excited for all this Jared Harris action.
I liked him in that. I saw him in there. I was like, yeah, I like him. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked... I was not expecting the cameo of Vulture in there. I guess he's in his not Vulture, but we also don't know when that's taking place because it looks like he's not in jail. So this must be taking place before.
No, that did look like his prison jumpsuit. Because remember, the prison he goes to at the end is like beige jumpsuits. Like, it's the same. I think it is post-Homecoming Adrian Toomes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I really liked that. Like, knowing that Vulture, like, in that first Spider-Man, he was so good. Nailed it. And then at the end, he's like, oh, hey there, Scorpion. And this means like, hey there, Morbius. It's like,
okay, so we have Vulture, Scorpion, Morbius, Mysterio, Carnage.
Or Venom. I don't know if
unless
they did
he is
Carnage because I never actually saw Venom.
Oh no. Well, Woody Harrelson though. Right? Is he in Venom?
I don't know. I never saw the film, so I...
No, you're right. No. He is in Venom. I forgot. I thought he was in the post-credits of Homecoming. You're right. It's not Homecoming. It's Venom. Yeah, well, Venom goes to a jail, and there's Woody Harrelson with, like, crazy curly red hair acting weird, and they're like, that's Carnage. I'm like, okay.
Cassidy is his name. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would do both Venom and Carnage on a Sinister Six film. But then again, I believe in
Venom as a good guy. At least in this variant of it, he seems more on the good side. He's either way, he's not part of the Sinister Six.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you want to go with the more classic Sinister Six lineup, you wouldn't have Morbius. So I on one hand, I'm disappointed in that. Of like, I know they're still wanting to do a Sinister Six film. They're probably not going to say anything on whether or not they actually are until they get enough of them to be like, all right, let's make this happen. Okay.
This is what I want. I want the Paul Giamatti Rhino back.
Dude, give me what's his name back as Dr.
Alfred Molina!
Yeah, he was fucking fantastic.
He's great. I also have to hand it to Jamie Foxx as Electro. Weird role, weird movie, but I think he does a fine job.
No, I don't think so. That was based off the ultimate version of Electro, which is the one where he is more like the Dr. Manhattan blue
yes,
looking thing. But yeah, like I could see Electro in there. That'd be Rhino never got his due, and especially with this, like, Sony is kind of in the MCU, but not really. But the MCU, like, but then, like, Venom also isn't really in continuity with the Spider-Man films, but it is, but it's not, and like, and then into the Spider-Verse, they have a multiverse, and then in Spider-Man Homecoming, they start to introduce the idea of a multiverse. Like, if they do a Sinister Six with different bad guys from the multiverse, that would actually be amazing.
I have absolute belief and desire in their ability to pull this off. This is
Holy
all I've
shit,
ever
that would be
wanted,
amazing.
is an amalgamated, unified live-action Spider-Man. Not that I didn't enjoy Spider-Verse, but to see, like, Tom, Toby, Andrew, they're all up there. We brought all our villains together. There's J.K. Simmons. There's Sally Field. We brought Macy Gray back from her cameo during the parade in the first Spider-Man movie. Macy Gray is here too. Everybody, gather in. One amalgamated Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All continuities are one. Bruce Campbell. Ted Raimi.
Honestly, though, that would be fucking fantastic if they
That would
did
be
that.
the film event
And
of a lifetime.
Please include an animated character. Don't even make them live action. Make them animated. Have it be like animated Kingpin right next to like Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. Like,
oh my god,
that would be
heck,
amazing.
I ain't even been thinking about Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio, too good to not use.
Yeah, dude, they have to. That'd be amazing. Yeah, and we all know that, as Sam mentions here, J.K. Simmons back as what's his name, J. Jonah Jameson. Dude, that would amazing.
I'm telling you, that's the beginning.
That is money, Sony. What, like, make it happen?
It's not just money; it's pure, wholesome delight. Like, I would love this meta take on. We know this character has been in and out of so many continuities. We've restarted it. We've rebooted it. There've been all these different people. We're putting them all together now. It's like at the end of the one Bob Newhart sitcom where he wakes up and it was a dream and he rolls over and he's in bed next to the actors who played his wife from the first Bob Newhart sitcom. They got a Bob Newhart Spider-Man.
So there's another little Easter egg in there that I don't know if you caught. You probably did, because there were like two major Easter eggs in that. But there's a poster on the wall of what looks to be the Sam Raimi version of Spider-Man. But from what I understand, it's actually not. And it's a screenshot of the video game suit. But the
video game suit is taken from the Raimi designs.
Right, but it's slightly different from what I understand. I don't know how true that actually is, but that poster is based off of a screenshot of the video game suit. And I'm talking about Spider-Man from 2018, I believe, is when they put it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, that game was fantastic. If you have a PlayStation 4, please play that game because it is so good. But yeah, to that be like a reference to the video game stuff, like what if they even reach from the video games? Like, Mr. Negative was one of the video game villains in that. I would love to see Mr. Negative in a Spider-Man film. That would be amazing. He's so good.
God, just all spiders are one.
Yeah.
One world, one spider.
Yeah, it's like
Bring
Miles
in
Morales.
Something from the heckin' musical. We haven't even talked about this.
Yeah. Bring in a Broadway Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Bring in Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
Drake Bell from that one cartoon.
Sure, the 60s like animated Spider, like bring all of them in to fight the Sinister Six, like the multiversal Sinister Six. That would be awesome.
There's so many variants of them. It's like the Sinister 36.
Right?
The Sinister All.
The Sinister All. Yeah, I would like that a lot. That'd be fun. I really liked that trailer. I thought it was fantastic. I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
I hope they don't fumble that movie, because who knows? I still haven't seen Venom. I heard it wasn't good, but
we should watch Venom.
We should.
We should.
We should. If I don't do it, you should do it at some point of like comic book films that Kyle didn't watch. Right? Because
this is something I also want to do. Like even if I know it's not good, I still need to see that last Fantastic Four movie because nobody's told me anything specific about it. I'm like, but how is it? How is it not good? Like, I need to see this happen. Like, you can't just tell me about it. First-hand knowledge. I need to, like, wrap my head around this thing also with my eyes.
Yeah.
Not just my ears.
Like, I never saw the Joker film. I never saw Venom. I never saw Justice League. I never saw Aquaman.
I haven't seen Aquaman either.
Yeah, I just, like, all of that stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. That being said, let's wrap things up here. Oh, you have one
final note.
Go for it.
I just want to remind everybody, or let you know for the first time if you weren't aware, that Andy Serkis is directing Venom 2. I forgot about that and read it again this week, and it made my day so much better.
I think
yes.
I think I remember seeing something about that, but I completely forgot that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. What a choice. What a good choice.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Sam, Venom actually did very well. Like, money-wise, it made a lot of money. There's absolutely going to be a Venom 2.
Too Venom, too fast.
Yeah.
Venom 2, Battle of the Smithsonian.
Oh, God. Let's
Venom 2, Book of Secrets.
Well, that being said, we're going to wrap things up. Don't forget, we announced a bunch of stuff on our 4-year anniversary retrospective. We have a whole bunch of new content on our websites. All the old episodes of the review show, or not the review show, of the Whatnauts podcast, which is basically the same thing as the review show, but it was when it was me and Paul, are now up on our website, so you guys can go check all of that stuff out. We also have a merch store, thewhatnauts.com/store. If you guys want to join us on our Discord, we would love to have you. thewhatnauts.com/Discord is where you can join. We just, like, I post a lot of news stuff, whether it's video game news or comic news. We have a whole bunch of different channels and all that stuff. We just want to spark conversation and start doing that stuff. We don't really have many people who are talkative in that, but we would love to have you guys join us there. It's a small group of us. We would love it if you would say hi and be our
cuddly.
friend.
It's cozy.
Exactly. That being said, patreon.com/the Whatnauts is where you can support us if you guys want to send us some money. And please do, because we are $1 away from reaching our first goal on Patreon, which is a very humble $15 a month, which means that our like very basic hosting costs would be covered. That is not all of our expenses to make this whole thing run, but that's just like the basics. And it would be fantastic if we could eventually one day be self-sustaining, and our listeners out there support us. You guys can get access to episodes early. You guys can get exclusive content, which I know I've mentioned it once before. We still need to do our next Patreon exclusive thing, so we need to figure out a time for that. But also, shout out to Sam and to Christine, who are supporting us at the $5 tier. We love you both. Thank you so much for helping us out and helping us keep the mics on. Helps us out a ton.
Thank you.
Melissa, where can they find you on the website? Whoa, you just got really big. And that was not. It's like
well, I'm
in
Kingpin now.
On your face. It was great. It was like Melissa, you, and it was like zoom in.
Like the dramatic chipmunk.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly like that. I'm just gonna leave it as is since we're wrapping things up now. But where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT.
You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, we are at the Whatnauts. And go like, share, subscribe. We are almost at 50 subscribers on YouTube. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are still at 36 followers on Twitch. So go follow us on Twitch too. If we can get 50 for both of these by the end of the year, that would be amazing. That's our goal. Let's make that our goal. 50 on both of them. YouTube and Twitch. Let's make that a thing. That being said, we'll be back next week with episode 80 of The Captain's Log. We will see you then. Adios.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out our show. We hope you enjoyed it. I completely forgot what we talked about in this episode this week because Melissa and I have been talking off mic for a little while. And so now I have no idea what we talked about. In the meantime, though, go subscribe to our channel, which is right up here. Hit that button, that one, and then go watch one of our other videos right down here because we have a whole bunch more stuff. Multiple podcasts that you guys can check out, all sorts of fun. We will see you guys next time. Bye.